goes up. A trash touchdown. The backup's in. South Carolina trying to go downfield to get another moral victory touchdown here. Georgia's got their fourth or fifth string defense in, and Carolina out here still struggling. Georgia's still breaking up passes in the secondary. There's names on the field right now I didn't even know existed on a UGA roster. 2 minutes to go, apparently second and goal, but Georgia's Will Mustang's like a half-drowned rat right here, man. Somebody get that man a towel. Good Lord. Tighten up, Will. You look rough, brother. Yeah. We had Stetson Bennett in last couple of drives. Probably could have scored if we wanted to. I don't know why Stetson Bennett's playing. I don't know why we're not letting ball's on the 15. It's third and goal. Ball on the 15. So Carolina will probably take a shot at the end zone right here. Yeah. How about them Dogs, Randy? This is just the fourth quarter just became a snooze fest. Everybody knew this game was in the bag. Shane Beamer, for whatever reason, just claps for everything. Every penalty they've had, he's just out there clapping and having a good time. I think Shane Beamer is against his own team winning. Now, Brooks has made some amazing catches for South Carolina. That fella's got a career. Georgia got him down to the 10, so it's fourth and goal. So the question is Carolina here try to kick a field goal, just put points on the board, or do they try and go for a touchdown, do turnover on downs? I don't know. I think this is an embarrassment either way. Yeah. Hogs beat Georgia Southern. That's pretty good. So right now, here we are. It's get up a little bit. There we go. So they got the ball on the 9-yard line. Doty's played his tail off. This guy's been beat up. They 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 players. I don't know why they call timeout. To me, at this point right here, there's no way your team's going to win. You're not going to score 27 points with 1 minute left to go in the game. It's an impossibility at this point. Trying to go for a touchdown it's a lack of class. At this point, you should just run the ball, run the clock out, and let's get out of there. You're just embarrassing yourself. And everybody knows that even if you score that touchdown here at the end, it's a trash touchdown. And if you get stopped trying to do it, it's even more embarrassing. So what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just embarrassing. Come on, live chat. Act right. The chat's not acting right. What are y'all out there saying? I know somebody's saying something. Here we go. We didn't cover the spread, but the spread was hard. I really don't care. Georgia could have scored all the points they wanted to. We took our foot off the gas in the fourth quarter. Quay Walker's not in there anymore. Channing Tindall's not in there anymore. I don't think N'Kobe Dean's in there anymore. Georgia's still playing with about half its offense. Georgia's offense is going to be absolutely terrifying once we get rolling. Looks like Cincinnati did beat Indiana, so that's pretty good. Ohio State beat Tulsa. Let's see here. Hit the thumbs up if you would, guys. This game kind of turned out the way we knew it was going to be. Shane Beamer, definitely a better coach than Will Muschamp. I don't know. I don't know that you can say that because Will Muschamp beat a Georgia team. So, Grat still think a few years and USC will play this close again. I don't know. The ref actually cared about reviewing the fumble that would have still be 40-6. Kendall's knee was clearly down. It was clearly down. They should have reviewed that. I saw that too. I didn't even. I got up and went and got something to drink after that because I just knew it was going to be Georgia ball. But apparently, referees just didn't care to even check. So I can assure you that the Kirby Smart staff is going to file a complaint on that. And I'm not saying that because I care. It does not affect the outcome of the game at all. But at the end of the day, those kind of calls have to be right because when you get to big games and you don't look at stuff like that, it's ridiculous. Rutgers beats Delaware. Nobody cares. Duke beats Northwestern. Nobody cares. Definitely was not a fumble. It wasn't. Speed as a fifth-year senior still can't cover. He's got burned several times, man. He's got burned like 3 or 4 times tonight. Georgia kind of got exposed on that deep ball. You find a quarterback out there that can throw a deep ball and a couple of receivers that can catch it, that's where they're going to hurt us. So they got to fix that. I don't know why he can't cover his guy, but they apparently South Carolina figured it out because I think every deep ball in the game went his way, and he got burned several times. At least Georgia's getting some. At least Georgia's getting some play time for our secondary guys. I don't know why in the world Stetson Bennett was in there when you could have been playing Carson Beck. Oh, we can hold 4th down and last. We'll see. But, I mean, even if we get in a touchdown, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just basically game over. The game's already over and the clock's still running. So, yeah. I personally think that Muschamp will be the next defensive coordinator at Georgia if when Lanning leaves and for the head coaching job. That may be true. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, he threw some. JT Daniels threw some incredible balls tonight. Absolutely incredible balls tonight. Doty Ears going for touchdowns. All of them been sacked about 100 times. Had to overthrow that one. 4th and goal. Turnover on downs look like. Georgia ought to go down here and score a touchdown just for the heck of it. I don't know why we're not playing Carson Beck in here. He was about to get sacked. Georgia's secondary, second and third string defense was about to sack the quarterback. As I tell you about South Carolina, got a lot of work to do. Georgia fans are already leaving the stadium because it's pretty much over. There's a minute 21 left. Yeah, they're having a blast. So there we go. Georgia starts on the 9-yard line. Just victory formation here. South Carolina's only got one timeout. They can't stop it. See, that's playing with a little bit of class. Georgia could try to go. Probably could get a touchdown. Georgia got all 3 timeouts in a minute 20 to go. I'm sure we could get more points. But whatever. Yeah, let's go to the locker room because the game's over. Lewis Cine is officially a member of my top hard-hitting safeties in my book. Thomas, yeah. He don't play. He brings the wood. He does not play. Shane Beamer over here struggling. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what happened. Marcus Jack Saint was dancing. Of course. He should be. He should all be dancing. That's the knee. That's game. Shane Beamer want to be a dip stiff, and no, he's coming out. Oh, fix your hair, huh? He gonna fix his hair. Or goes out here and says, "Thank you to Kirby Smart for whooping my tail. We appreciate the whooping." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First loss as head coach. Told you that was gonna happen. Should have known that was gonna happen. I bet you did. I bet you knew that was gonna happen. So anyway, what an embarrassment. South Carolina, what are y'all doing? At the end of the day, Georgia could have put as many points on the board as they wanted to. Georgia still got some problems they need to work out. One of those problems is figuring out who and when we're going to put in the – oh, snap. Let me fix this thing. When we're going to put in Carson Beck and actually let him play. If we're not going to let the guy play, why do we even have him? He's certainly a qualified quarterback. Watched him play in G-Day. The guy can throw the ball, but for whatever reason, we won't let him play. Yeah, Vanderbilt going to get slaughtered. We need a full-time UGA cam. What do you mean, Phoebe? Dawg's going 12-0. They could. Now, there's going to be people that's going to look at this game and go, "Oh, Georgia's defense wasn't all that good. South Carolina scored a touchdown, blah, blah, blah." Listen, they scored one garbage touchdown. We got to change out Amir Speed for fast guys because he just cannot cover them. He just cannot do it. Georgia had an opportunity to go up. We kind of got cheated on that one fumble call. What can you do? That stuff happens. Next week against Vanderbilt, when it's really, we're really going to run up the score. Scored 56 points last week. Scored 40 points this week. Probably would have scored 47. I hope we stay consistent and humble. I was very excited to see that Georgia was able to get 2 turnovers in the second half. Scored a TD on that unstoppable defense. So, yeah, we can just build a little from that. You guys scored a garbage touchdown. I mean, I wouldn't be bragging that much. I really wouldn't. Yeah, the gap between Georgia and South Carolina is about as great as the gap of Vanderbilt to Alabama. You can work on that for 10 years, sir. You won't catch it. As long as Kirby Smart's there, South Carolina's never going to catch Georgia. Y'all might beat us. Y'all might beat us in an odd game here and there, but actually catch the university and recruiting rankings and conference championship stuff like that. That's not going to happen, man. South Carolina hasn't won a conference championship since 1969 when it was in the ACC. What did that tell you? I mean, it's a win. It's our first SEC opponent. You know, we came out there, we did what we had to do. We put it to bed. I think JT Daniels was close to. I think we were close to like 300 yards in passing, probably 400 or 500 yards worth of offense. At times, the run game looked really solid. At times, the passing game looked really solid. Brock Bowers dropped a couple of passes. Who was the guy way down the field that dropped the pass? Hit him in the numbers. Golly, who was that? Justin Robinson. Justin Robinson dropped the pass that hit him in the numbers. It was about a 50-yard pass. That's not on Justin. That's not on JT Daniels. Lou figured out regarding him putting Stetson in. Well, he should. There's absolutely no reason to put Stetson in. How about them Hogs, Hugh? They did a great job today, by the way. Stetson should not be going in the game unless every other quarterback we have is hurt. There's no reason to put him in, especially in garbage games like this. I mean, the other players need the experience more than Stetson does. Stetson Bennett is as developed as he is going to get. He is not going to get any better between game 1 and game 3 of his last season in college football. He's a super senior. He's been in college football like 5 or 6 years. Either he's got to figure it out or he don't. If he don't, he's not going to figure it out. So putting him in there is doing a disservice to everybody. You need to leave, in my opinion. You need to leave Brock, put Brock in there and let him play. How's he ever going to develop any rhythm with these guys if he's not in the games playing? We need to play Kimber and Carroll more at corner than speed. We definitely need somebody out there faster, and I don't think speed has the speed that we need. I was hoping we would cover the spread. We totally could have. Yep. Listen, when you see big spreads like that, it's all about how much coach wanted his foot on the gas pedal. I like that we were very aggressive at the end of the second quarter, but we got very conservative, and going into the fourth quarter of that game, it was like we knew we had the game in the bag. We threw some passes here and there, but for the most part, it was just grind clock. Yeah, we should have put in Beck or Brock or somebody. I mean, when you're playing an SEC opponent at home at night, let those guys play. They need the environment experience just as much as they need the throwing the ball experience. What's up, DS1? Carolina jackpot was hilarious. I haven't seen it yet. There's about 50 of you guys in here. Hit the thumbs up for me if you would. Do you think Kirby doing Kirby with the conservative play calling? I don't know if it was that or just so much because see, there's a flip side of this coin, and the flip side of the coin is that when you have a player, when you have quality, high performance players like these guys, if you leave them in those moments and they get hurt, everybody in the world is going to talk smack about you because they're going to be like, oh, well, you left those guys in. There was no need to leave those guys in. They got hurt, and it's because of you, blah, blah, blah. You're going to hear that. So there's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Arch Manning to Georgia, probably not. Probably not. He was at the game. I know the student section under this thing, I think it said we want Arch, but realistically, he's probably going to go to a school that doesn't have as long of a line of a wait list to play. Georgia's got too many quarterbacks now. You're not going to add another 5-star here and think everybody's going to sit around. It's not going to happen. I bet Manning was looking at the QB rotation. He was probably looking at a lot of things. More likely than not, he came to the Georgia just to kind of see the environment, just because he could. Like, for instance, I'm a diehard Georgia fan, obviously. But if somebody told me, hey, you can go out to Oregon and walk to campus and go to a game for free, and I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll go. Hey, you can go down and you can watch UCF play. All right. You can go watch Texas play. Okay. I mean, that's what I would do. But as far as taking players in and putting your foot on the throttle, South Carolina was playing with some physicality. Georgia just out physical, but however you want to say it. We were more physical. And to me, when you got players in there, and somebody gets hurt, the fans are going to absolutely be brutal. We're up 40-10. Well, there's no need to have Quay Walker in there. Now he's out for the season because he blew out his knee, and it's your fault. And so there's that aspect. Then there's the aspect of we want to score 100 points on everybody. I get it, but I think that there is something to be said for pulling players as quick as you can and putting in inexperienced players, letting them play. And if that makes it where you don't cover the spread, then fine. I respect their wide receivers. We just need I respect their wide receivers. They just need a quarterback. I would agree with that, but also keep in mind that their quarterback went out pretty early on. I think his hand got stepped on whenever he got tackled or rushed or something, and it was not intentional, but apparently it damaged his hand, so he's completely out. Apparently there's a report that came out that said that he lost feeling in his hand. So I don't know if I heard that right, but if he lost feeling in his hand, it's bad. You have to admit, Florida played pretty good. Florida, Georgia are going to be a good game. I want a round 3. If Georgia can get healthy and get all of our players back, it won't be a game. It won't be a game. I know that sounds arrogant and whatnot, but look at what Georgia's doing right now with about half a football team. Look at what Georgia's doing, missing their offense, because we're pretty much missing our offense. We get all those guys back, there's going to be too many. There'll be too many players on the field that need to be double covered to be double covered. You'll have to have 22 guys out there to guard Georgia's defense, our offense. That's just the way it's going to. It's just the way it's going to be. And not to mention, Georgia does extremely well against rushing quarterbacks. Go back and look at all the stats of whenever Georgia plays a running quarterback and how they fare. Go look at Baker Mayfield. Go look at Ritter. Go look at Ian Book. Go look at all those guys and how those dual threat quarterbacks fare. DJ Uiagalelei. Go look how those guys fare whenever they play Georgia. No, we didn't cover the spread, Justin. It ended up being like 17-40 or something like that. Just no. What's up, Tennille? Florida has one of the best running games in the league. No, they don't. Sit down. No, they don't. Sorry. 9-10, Georgia will beat Florida, but it only takes that one game, just like the game Florida just had now. Very rarely does a team get that lucky twice in a season. I think that Florida had a good night. I feel like Alabama had a bad night, and Alabama still won. I think their quarterback probably had one of the worst games he'll have all season. I feel like there was a lot of fundamentals when it comes to the tackling that went on in that game that Alabama didn't perform on. And I guarantee you, by the time you see that team again, that will be fixed. I guarantee you all next week you'll see tackling drills, one after another. Those guys will be so sick of tackling. And when they get to the game, basically what Nick Saban's going to go is that anybody that misses a tackle, you're going to do this all next week. Those guys will not miss a single tackle next week. They'll be tackling in space just like Georgia was doing. Sorry, I missed a bunch of stuff. If Florida didn't miss an extra point, the game wouldn't have went to overtime. If Georgia didn't miss an extra point, it would have went to overtime. Well, our score was what? 29-31, wasn't it? So if you just got your extra point, it just would have been 30-31. So when do you think Washington and Pickens will return? I'm hoping Washington returns this coming up week, if not the next, but you probably won't see Pickens until probably week 9, maybe even week 10. It'll be late in the game. I'm hoping he's back for the Florida game. I'd love to have him back. He's clearly missed. Brock Bowers is showing off. What's that? No disrespect, but y'all said the same thing in the SEC Championship. Dan Mullen does good with Bama. You have to respect Florida for catching up. Florida played good. They actually, I will pat them on the back for that. They were down, it was like 20, was it like 29-9 or 29-3 or something, and they just rallied. That was impressive to see. You guys did a good job of holding Bama on points in the second half, too. You guys held them down. Saban will have them tracking each other out in public. Yep. Gators missed a 2-point conversion. Oh, is that what you're saying? If you got a 2-point conversion? Yeah, well, most people go for the PAT because of the high probability of winning it. But when you go for a 2-point conversion, that's what happens. You guys are still gonna have to score again, and Alabama does extremely well in overtime situations. I wouldn't want to pit up against them in that if I had to. Florida showed they're still a top 3 SEC team. I would agree with that, Don. They lost 31-29, yeah. He's saying if they'd have made a 2-point conversion, they'd have went to overtime. But, I mean, that's overtime is 0-0, you know. North Texas lost to UAB. UAB 40, North Texas 6. Air Force beat Utah State 45-42. What else we got? Jackson. Oh. What game is this? BYU versus Arizona State, 2 ranked teams on the West Coast. We can care less about these guys. Oh, my goodness. New Mexico State 43, South Carolina State 27. I was nervous about my Buckeyes defense. Basically carried the team today versus Tulsa. Ohio State's probably not even a top 10 team right now. I'll take Penn State. Is that game still on? Because I'll watch that game if that's on. Oh, it is on. Watch this. Get out of here with that. Yes, sir. I'll watch the Auburn game and pull for Penn State. Ruling is a fumble. Oh, 34-20. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. All right, guys. I'm gonna stop this stream and start a new one. So we'll see you guys here in just a minute. Jump on the new stream. I'm making a new stream because that way I can label it end of Penn State, end of Auburn game, because there'll be people that don't want to watch that and they don't want to watch the Georgia game. It gets all the way through here. So yeah, I didn't see Richardson doing backflips. I did. I saw him do that. All right, guys, we're gonna change screens. We'll be back in just a minute. So go to the channel, like, subscribe. See you in a minute. God bless. Great win. Go Dogs.